Hello friends, in this video we will be discussing about how to write user defined function to reverse a number. So for that we know that the first element of UDF is function prototype, or it can be known as function declaration, right? In that we need to define, or we can declare a function, that what will be the function name, what will be the input to the function, what function will return. So here, since it is a function for reversing a number, I'm making, or I'm writing the function name as reverse. Then what I need to give as input, so definitely since it is going to reverse a number, so I need to give a number first. Okay, so the number that will be of integer type, so the input to the function will be integer. After taking this input, or after taking this number, function will reverse that number, and the final reversed number will be given back to the main function, so that the return type of that function will also be integer. So that the function declaration is like this: integer, reverse, integer. It means that reverse is a function name, it will be taking one argument which is integer, and finally it is going to return a number, so that we have taken return type as integer. Now next comes function definition. So in function definition, what we'll be doing, we'll be writing the same reverse. Here along with data type I need to declare a variable. Now in this I need to declare some local variables, so reminder and sum. Now sum is initialized to 0. After that, we know the logic of reverse number. We will be repeating our loop until number less than 0, so that we have returned a number greater than 0. And what we are going to do, we are getting the value of reminder. Reminder equals to number modulo 10. Then sum equals to sum into 10 plus reminder. Okay, so and to execute the loop, or we can say for as an exit condition, here we will be writing number equals to number divided by 10. So after executing this loop for required number of times, we will be getting a reversed number, and that reversed number will be stored in which variable? Sum variable. So at last what we are trying to return, we are trying to return sum. Why sum? Because you can see here that return type of reverse function is integer, so that it needs to return a reversed number. So reversed number will be stored in which variable? Sum variable. So that we are writing here return sum. Okay, after that the third important part is function call. Now function, user defined function can be called from any other function. Like here we have main function and user defined function, so definitely we need to call that user defined function from the main function. Now to call this reverse function, I should, or main function should give one value to it. The input to this function is one integer variable, so that main function should have that integer variable with itself. So that I am declaring one variable integer number, and I'll be taking one another variable integer answer. Now we just prompt by printing a message enter the number. Okay, so that user will enter a number. We are taking the value of that number and we'll be storing that value into number variable. And then after, since to call this reverse it requires a number, and in main function now we have number variable with us, so we can call this function. So we'll be calling, like we need to write the function name, that is reverse. Then we need to pass one integer argument, and that argument or that variable is what? Number. One integer variable which I have in main function is a number. So I'll be writing here number, Now this reverse function is returning integer. This reverse function is returning integer. It means that this function will return some integer value. So there should be one integer variable which will receive the value returned by this reverse function, so that we have this variable with us, that is ans. So I'll be writing ans equals to reverse into bracket number. It means whatever the value given back by this particular function will be stored in or will be given to answer variable, and finally we'll be printing the value of answer. So we can write like this: reverse number is, and we'll be writing answer. Okay, so this is how we can write our code. So this particular thing is what, this is important part, that is function call. Okay, now we try to execute this code. So the code is executing. It will ask us to enter one value. So suppose I have entered 237. So we'll be getting a reverse number, that is 732. So this is how our program will work. Now how program will work, or in what sequence? So first of all, it will start from the main function. It will be printing this printf statement. It will be scanning the value of scanf. Now it comes to this line. So this reverse function will be called. So from this statement, the control of execution jumps from this statement to this statement. Okay, now the value of number which you have here will be copied into this num variable, and then after this particular loop will be executed, and finally the reversed number will be stored in sum. So now we have written return sum. So the value of this sum variable will be given back to the calling function. So this function is being called by main function, so that this value will be returned back to the main function. So this sum variable's value will be stored in answer variable, and then this particular statement gets executed and we can have answer on the screen. So this is how you can able to write the function of reverse number, and you can able to write a program to get a reverse number. Now suppose we need to check out whether the number is palindrome or not. So only by adding one statement we can able to get that. So I'll be writing here if, I'll be writing over here, if the number equals to answer. What is number? So number is our original number and answer is our reversed number. And we can say palindrome number means what? The number which we are passing and number which will be the reverse number of it. If both are same, then we can say that the number is palindrome. So for that, here number is palindrome. Okay, and in else we can write number is not palindrome. Okay, so now if I execute this code, okay, fine, I need to, yes, same, one of the bracket was left out, so I'm entering a number 1 to 1. So the reverse number is 1 to 1, and you can see number is palindrome. If I execute this code again by /n, and I execute this code again, and if I write the number is 456, so the reverse number is 64, but since both are not same, we can say number is not palindrome. So I hope you understood this program. If you have any query, you can write me on shikshansetu@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the video.